The image of God within us calls forth our talents and our gifts and ignites our passions. He, or she, or they inspires our words and informs our rhythms and sets in motion our deepest heart stirrings, and then brings them out into the open so that everyone can benefit and enjoy them. The image of God within does something. Divine creativity is active, and every single person has the ability to make something out of nothing. For some of us, it's a casserole, right? You start with an empty dish. For others, it's poetry, art, or music, which starts with an empty page or an empty staff. For others, it's drama. Everybody can create something out of nothing. And with this amazing human ability comes freedom with responsibility. Why? Because our shared reality is this: what we create can go one of two ways. It can be life giving or death bringing. Think about the amount of collective energy that's involved with making weapons of mass destruction. It takes an incredible amount of creativity to create a drone or a gun or a bomb. And what if? What? Where might we be if we use that same amount of collective creative energy to create a new system for food distribution or environmental cleanups or other such protections? We have a choice what we do with our energy. We have a choice what we do with our creativity. And we have a responsibility. And the Bible gives us some guidelines. In the Old Testament, holy wisdom comes to those who are wandering around in the swirling dust. You have a choice, the Spirit of wisdom says. Set before you are the ways of life and death. Choose life. Deuteronomy 30:19. And in a similar fashion, when Jesus was asked, what is the most important thing we can do to live a whole and holy life? What is the greatest commandment? Jesus responded, share the life-giving energy of love. So in this space and in this community, may our collective creativity be life-giving. May we use it to become a source of hope, a movement of healing, the birthplace of love. May we use our talents and gifts wisely, and may we be willing to wait, to brood, to hover, until we receive inspiration, direction, clarity. May we use our collective creativity to create a safe space where every single person can practice, explore, and question what it really means to be created in God's image. What does it mean to you? What does it mean to know that you are created in the holy image? Here's what it meant to the ancient Hebrews who shared the ancient creation story. The Hebrew word used in this phrase, let us make humankind in our image, is BTZLM, Elohim. These letters get translated into concepts, not words. Words are our things, Eurocentric things, or modern era things. Many other languages translate into concepts, not definitions. So the B means in, and of course Elohim represents power, the creator, divine creativity, and that leaves us with that part of the middle, TZLM. That is rooted in shadow, The root of TZLM in Hebrew is shadow. We've been created in the shadow of creativity. That's the Hebrew imagery. So let's think for a moment what this might mean. Let's think about our own shadow. We don't look like shadows, but we have shadows, right? And what do our shadows do? How do they behave? Our shadows do what we do. If we wave, our shadow waves. If we jump up or fall down, which is more likely, our shadows jump or fall. And then there's one more layer to this. Even though our shadows move with us and they are shaped like us, they are opaque. There's not a lot of features. They can be stretched out of shape. There's not a lot of clarity. So given this context, what might it mean to be God's shadow? What might it mean to be created in the shadow of creativity? Do you think that perhaps it's a place of not quite yet? Maybe it's that one place where we need to mind the gap. If we are God's shadow, we're like God, but we're not God. I don't really know what it means. I'm wondering with you. When the Bible was translated from Hebrew to Latin, that's when the shadow of the creative spirit, or the idea of being created in the shadow of creativity, became Imago Dei. Imago Dei. Imago Dei. Made in the image of God are we.